Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Lazlow the MST Guy, and welcome to the show. Today we will be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000 KTMA number 5, Gamera. Now, as I said in my last show, when we looked at KTMA number 4, Gamera vs. Baragon, that movie was actually the second movie in the Gamera franchise. And today we look at KTMA number 5, Gamera, which is the first movie in the franchise. I researched this and came up with a few different answers, so instead of having me ramble on about my different theories, let's look at the first host segment and let Joel explain.
That he preserved the moment in pictures yesterday, so why don't you run that and show what happened when we froze?
Hey, Joel, I looked up suspended animation in the dictionary, and I don't think that this is going to be any good at all.
See, I told you guys it would work. So, anyway, we had such a great response last week from showing the Gameron versus Baragon film, which was about the giant turtle facing off with the giant lizard with the battering ram tongue, that I dug into the archives and found the original Gameron, self-titled Gameron EP. Anyway, you'll believe a giant mutated turtle can fly. We got movie sign. I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Apparently Trace, the actor who plays Crow and will eventually play Dr. Forrester, was out of town during the filming of this episode, so they wrote in the whole Crow is frozen bit to explain his absence. Now, also absent from the theater segments is Servo, which means with both Crow and Servo out, for the only time in the show's history, Joel is alone in the theater riffing on the movie. He actually does a pretty good job, but it does kind of make for a slow episode. After the host segment, Joel gets the movie sign and we head into the theater to watch Gamera. Yep, another Sandy Frank film. And for those of you keeping score at home, this is his second movie so far that has appeared on Mystery Science Theater. The film begins with an expedition to the Arctic, when some mysterious planes are spotted by the expedition team and the local English-speaking Eskimos.
I know.
Look up there!
Oh, the devil's butt!
The devil's butt?
The engines are silent because they're avoiding the fighter planes. I wonder whose they are.
Gee, I wonder whose planes those could be.
Yes, sir. Calling all planes, fighter planes, based in the Arctic Ocean. This is your commander calling. Over.
This is the strategic fighter. Over.
So the American jets shoot down the enemy plane, causing it to crash. The force of the explosion and the nuclear weapons on the plane causes the ground to break apart, releasing Gamera. The leader of the Eskimo village gives one of the expedition members a legendary stone and names the giant turtle as Gamera.
Mr. Hidaka!
Yes?
This is the legendary stone handed down from our fathers.
Then is this the turtle that lived on the Arctic continent?
Yes, it is the devil's envoy, Gamera.
Yeah, here in Arizona, I have a ton of those stones in my backyard. Anyway, Gamera makes his way to the Eskimo village and attacks the boat that the expedition arrived on. He destroys it. We now cut to New York, where two of the expedition members, Dr. Hidaka and his daughter, explain to the rest of the world who Gamera is and that Gamera doesn't have very long to live since he was exposed to radiation. After this riveting scene, we then see the expedition members on a plane when the third surviving expedition member explains to the other two that he is in love with Dr. Hidaka's daughter. We now cut back to Japan when we're introduced to Kenny's aunt, or guardian, or sister, they don't really say, and his school teacher. Kenny's school teacher tells his aunt, or guardian, her, that Kenny has an obsession with turtles.
Looks like a turtle.
Yes. That's all he ever draws. He repeats it every day. A type of obsession.
At dinner, Kenny is caught taking food to his room to feed his turtle, Tibby. He is forced to get rid of Tibby. Joel heads out of the theater and into a host segment where he and Tom Servo discuss Crow being frozen. Now, if you watch closely, you can actually see Josh's hand turning the base of Servo's hover skirt.
Hey, Servo.
Oh, Joe. Hey. Oh, I almost tipped over there.
How you doing?
Well, hey. So that's what a tree on Earth looks like.
Yeah.
See, I like the way the barium frost matches his left lower mandible fluid stabilizer. It's very refreshing and stylish all around. I'm pleased you picked Crow to freeze.
Yeah, well, it was completely an aesthetic decision, Servo. You know, he's the most spindly of you robots, and it looks more like a tree on Earth, you know?
And thank goodness for that.
Well, don't get too uppity, because I've been scouting you for maybe the Frosty the Snowman carbon, cryogenetically sealed lawn ornament to be strapped to the hull of the ship maybe next year.
Beep. Anything to serve you, Joel, my master figurehead and center of my life. Beep. Joel, I really hate it when you program me to answer that way.
Yeah, well, it's just what I do sometimes. It's what I like to do. Anyway, Cambot, can we... Well, I may be, but Cambot, can you put us up, maybe let's have a Punky Brewster slate. We're going to do a phone message here and do the lettering in bold Helvetica up on the CG onto now.
Still haven't said who does your hair.
Uh-oh, he didn't watch the credits last week, did he? Some of you know what we mean. Cambot, let's roll the credits and stop at the thing we're looking for. Also, people, it's not the end of the show. We're just going to show the credits, okay? Let's see that.
Remember. Everything's rolling along nicely. That's you.
Yep.
Hey, that's you again.
Yeah.
What's a puppet operator, Joe?
No, it's nothing, really. See, there it is.
There it is. Maybe watch next time.
The movie starts up with Kenny saying goodbye to Tibby. If only someone would write a song about Tibby. Maybe someday. Gamera sneaks up on Kenny and ends up saving Kenny's life. Gamera is causing some random destruction when he is spotted near the geothermal power plant. A scientist explains what a geothermal power plant is to Dr. Hidaka and his group.
A geothermal power plant? What is that?
Allow me to explain. A large volcanic zone passes through this area, and high-temperature vapors used to rise from below. By drilling through the volcano, we trap steam of 1,000 degrees centigrade and generate electricity with it.
You crap steam? Anyway, they decide to lure Gamera into the power plant in hopes to kill him off. Now, since we're only about 30 minutes into the movie, I think it's safe to say that Gamera escapes. The military needs some time to regroup when Professor Marassi is introduced. He explains their ancient legends and how Gamera fits in.
Our ancient legends did mention fire-eating turtles, but in the 20th century, I must admit it's very difficult to believe.
Professor Marassi and crew discuss how Gamera can turn organic matter into inorganic matter, and that they will have to find a better way to defeat Gamera than just using missiles. We cut back to Kenny, who is at the power plant, watching Gamera stomp around when Professor Marassi and gang shows up. Kenny tries to explain to the professor that Gamera is a good turtle. Meanwhile, he's destroying a power plant. Dr. Hidaka comes up with a theory that maybe they could try to freeze Gamera with a top-secret government freeze bomb. We now break for the next host segment where Joel takes a few phone calls and we get to see Gypsy do her impression of Godzilla.
Why don't you hire Godzilla or something? He'd be pretty good.
All right, thanks for calling in. We really appreciate you callers, and keep the calls coming in because we really appreciate it. It helps us keep what we got going. Anyway, that gives me an idea. Gypsy, why don't you do that impression that you do?
Huh?
You know, the one we worked on at dinner time last night. You know, Godzilla.
No.
Oh, don't worry, honey. Come on, it's funny.
No.
I think it's funny.
Embarrassing.
No, come on, do it. It's cute.
All right. Okay.
Just do it.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah, that's good. Didn't she? She did a good job, didn't she? That's good, honey. Anyway, a lot of people have recognized that this first Gamera film is in black and white, and since there's been so much controversy over Ted Turner colorizing all those classic MGM movies, I thought it'd be time to do a popular opinion survey. Use your phones. Call us at 623-7655. And now, Cambot, could you put the messages up on the screen, or the quiz questions? First quiz question is Ted Turner dumb enough to colorize the beginning to The Wizard of Oz?
Call in with your answer.
Right. Question number 2. Does it bother Ted Turner that people watch his colorized films on black and white TV?
Call in, let us know what you think.
Question number 3. Given Ted's obsession with colorizing things, is it possible he's the unwanted love child of Ike and Tina Turner?
Give us a call. Tell us your answer.
Now, give us a call at 623-7655. Or just leave a message with us. Anyway, we got movie sign. Let's go. See ya.
The military drops some freeze bombs on Gamera, and they try to blow Gamera up while he is frozen. They knock Gamera on his back, but they forget that he can fly, and Gamera flies off. He goes into hiding, Kenny visits Tokyo, and Dr. Hidaka reviews the destruction that Gamera has caused. Gamera finally makes an appearance and attacks Tokyo. We get a few more minutes of death and destruction as we see Gamera destroying buildings in typical monster movie fashion. Joel is back on the Satellite of Love and takes more calls.
A couple more actually, Servo. So let's, Cambot, can you give it to me up on the blue chicken slate that you got in the archives?
Helvetica Bowl.
Yeah, and give it to me one time, heavy on the 30 weight, my friend.
Yeah, Joel, I'm a member of the Coalition of Friends for Giant Mutant Turtles, and I'm just glad that you showed this movie tonight to help promote our cause. and you know, Giant Mutant Turtles aren't really all that bad. It's, you know, they breathe fire and shit, but you know, that's cool. They're good at weenie roasts and stuff, and I want to thank you for showing the movie again.
And Servo, just to show we don't play favorites around here, Mystery Science Theater. What?
There's an and? Sorry, go on.
An and? Anyway, just to show we don't play favorites, here's a message from the other side of the fence. This time, Cambot, give it to me on the globe slate and Bold Helvetica type again.
Yeah, Joel, I'm from the Friends of a Coalition of Giant Slimy Lizards with long, nasty tongues, and we think that the Turtle Coalition is way out of line. The fight was rigged, if you didn't see it. Yeah, you saw it, but the fight looked like it was rigged. The Turtle had a couple low blows there, and we don't think it's right, so we're going to stage a protest in front of your house.
Well, I'm no giant mutated turtle wrestling commissioner, but I do know what I like, and that's plenty of action, fast and furious, isn't it?
Yep.
So,
no old fart action.
Right.
Cambot, put up the footage.
Yeah, let's see the footage, and we can make a couple of quick decisions on that.
Do it.
Now, here's the point of contention right here, the illegal tail hold.
Look at that, Gorilla.
Backbreaker coming up.
Oh, the burning hot foot.
But he's got the bulk to withstand that kind of treatment, luckily. Uh-oh, battering tongue.
He's turned around.
He's been turtle eaten.
He's rolled into the lake.
He's getting ready for the flying suplex.
He's tucked into his shell. It's a good decoy.
Headbutt, man. Can we expect a headbutt? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Flame to the face. Could that be right?
Well, actually, what did you think of that, Servo?
Well, there were some discrepancies, but all in all, I'd say fair fight.
That's what I'd say. We got movie signed. We'll see you on the other side.
Did they say shit?
Bad, you know, they breathe fire and shit, but...
Oh, what the fuck? You can't say shit on TV. Everybody knows that. Anyway, we head back into the theater for the exciting conclusion of the movie. The UN gets together and they devise the Z plan. Meanwhile, Kenny causes some trouble while stowing away, only to be discovered a few moments later.
A stowaway, sir. A little boy.
A little boy?
A little boy?
You're a friend of Gamera, huh?
Mm-hmm. Kenny, let's go.
They start some fires on the ocean that slowly draw Gamera in, but the impending typhoon blows in and extinguishes the flames. A reporter runs in and starts some more fires, and Gamera comes inland to investigate when a volcano erupts. Gamera is then drawn to the volcano, and we cut to the next day, where Kenny and company are now at the location of the Z-Plan. Dr. Hidaka and Professor Marasi lure Gamera into this contraption and close the lid on it.
Like them, so they shot him. Space.
Turns out the contraption is actually a rocket, and they plan to send Gamera to Mars. In some of the niftiest effects from the movie, we see Gamera take off and fly away, and the end of the movie is now in sight.
ZP, that stands for Z-Plane.
The narrator explains that the world's superpowers work together to complete this plan. Joel heads out of the theater, and we are back on the bridge of the Satellite of Love, where Joel plays the footage of Crow getting frozen from the beginning of the episode and discusses some holidays with Gypsy.
Hey, all right. Hey, hiya, Gypsy. Come on over here. Yeah. Hey, everybody, thanks a lot for calling in. We really appreciate it up here on the Satellite of Love, don't we, Gypsy? Anyway, Cambot, could you put that number on the screen now? It's 623-7655. Give us a call and give us your responses. Anyway, doesn't the tree look great, Gypsy?
That's not a tree. That's Crow.
Well, yeah, but we couldn't, we don't have an actual tree up on the ship.
What happened?
Well, why don't we run the footage again, Cambot, and we'll show them that.
Hey, Joel, I looked up suspended animation in the dictionary, and I don't think that this is going to be any good at all.
See, I told you guys it would work.
Well, it's not really beautiful, but why?
Well, because it's, we have a Christmas tree on Earth to represent a special time of giving. That's Christmas, because we celebrate when the wise men came and gave gifts to the Savior child.
Gifts?
Yeah,
well,
we exchange them.
What if you're Jewish?
Well, if you're Jewish, then you celebrate Hanukkah, and the kids who are Jewish get to exchange gifts too, and that represents another miracle where the lamp burned in the temple for 8 days, and it only had enough fuel for one.
Oil? Fuel. Hanukkah, Christmas, you be the judge.
Let's sing that song, O Tannenbaum.
O Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum, how lovely are your appendages.
O Tannenbaum.
So there you go, Mystery Science Theater 3000 KTMA number 5, Gamera. Now, this really is not the best episode that the guys put out. As I mentioned in the beginning of my show, Crow just isn't around, and Servo's absence from the theater segments are just never explained. Joel is a great riffer, but having him alone in the theater riffing on the movie just really makes for a long episode. You can check it out yourself by heading over to dapcentral.org and downloading it. Also, if you're interested in checking out these movies in their original uncut, non-MST format, the good people at Shout Factory have started releasing the Gamera series on DVD. Today's movie, Gamera, was released back in May of 2010, and the last episode's movie, Gamera vs. Baragon, is getting released in early July 2010. In my next episode, I will be looking at KTMA number 6, Gamera vs. Gauss, which is the third movie in the Gamera series. And don't worry, it's going to get even more complicated as we go on. You can email me at lazlowmstguy@gmail.com or head over to lateoffproductions.com and check out some of our other projects or buy some sweet swag in our store. So until next time, I'm Lazlow, the MST Guy, and I'm your host through all things Mystery Science Theater 3000. Huzzah! What do you think, Crow?
I love it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See ya! No! Gamera! No! No, Gamera! No!